Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Uh, Today we will discuss about the steam turbine chapter, the boiler mountings. So we already discussed in last classes. We have discussed about the what is the importance of boiler mountings. And next one, right now we will discuss again the each and everyone. We have a boiler mountings are there already: pressure gauge, water level indicator, safety valve, fusible plug. So next one we have there are number of mountings are there, like feed check valve, blow off cock, and then stop valve. So each and everything, these are the mountings are mandatory. So mandatory to run the boiler, uh, these mountings are mandatory. Right now we will discuss about the each and every one by one. We need to explain the what is the function for the each and everything. Right now, first of all, what is the importance of boiler mounting? The device or components, these mountings or components fit to the boiler for safety and proper operations of the boiler are called boiler mountings, right? The devices or components, it means boiler mountings fitted to the boiler for safety and proper operation, right? For safety and proper operations, the boiler are called operations of the boiler are called boiler mounting. These are essential components for the operation of boiler. If boiler need mandatory the boilers need mandatory components are essential components are these are mountings, like pressure gauge, water level indicator, safety valve, fusible plug, feed check valve, blow off cock, stop valve. These are the essential components to the boiler. So we need to discuss about the first each and everything, right? On or before, first of all, you can check here for proper control of steam generation and safety of the boiler. Every boiler must be equipped with some fittings known as a boiler mounting. As such, fittings are directly fitted on the boiler itself. These are called boiler mountings. Generally essential components, these are the mountings means boiler mountings. These are the like to check the pressure inside of the boiler, check the level of indicator, water level indicator. So safety valve to release the more amount of maximum amount of if steam is accumulated inside the boiler, we need to release. So to maintaining the inside same amount some amount of level of pressure. And next one, fusible plug, feed check valve, so blow off cock. So each and everything, there is a stop valve, each and everything is there. So each and everything are mainly consisting for the to run safety, right? These are the first of all we don't forget about the for proper control of steam generation and safety of the boiler. Very Every boiler must be equipped with some fittings known as a boilers. As much fittings are directly fitted or mounted on the boiler itself, these are called boiler mountings, right? So what happens if there is no mountings? Generally we have a mountings like this type of mountings are there. If mountings is not there, what happens if there are no mountings on the boiler? If boiler there is no mountings, steam cannot be generated, right? Steam cannot be generated due to the how we will discuss about it. Steam cannot, how it will not developed or not generated means. So generation is a need mandatory. Furnace is main and to supply the water also. So without any water level indicator to supply the water level, without any water, the steam will not be generated. So this is this type of, again, steam supply from the boiler cannot be controlled. Always what will happen, the maximum amount of steam will be deposited inside the boiler always, right? Then the steam supply from the boiler cannot be controlled because of without any safety valve. Without any safety valve, there is no control of steam, right? There is no control, cannot work safely on the boiler. So if the steam is raised inside the maximum to and the next one to sending the water to the boiler continuously, and next one steam generation is raised, and next one safety valve is not there. So next each and so there are number of points are there for the to if not there of mountings while in supplying of water, while in supplying of heat to the boiler, while supplying the while the generation of steam. So each and every area there is a have you seen any mountings for domestic pressure cooker? There is just we in domestic cooker we have one more mounting is there. Whistle is there. Pressure whistle is there. We know the whistle. So what is the importance of whistle? So generally, so what is the importance of whistle? Maximum amount of pressure inside if raised, maximum amount of air pressure will be inside raised. So automatically it will be opened automatically without any one help, without anyone help, it will be automatically opened. So it's releasing the inside pressure of steam, inside pressure of hot gases, whatever may be. So that is the best example. If we are already know the pressure cooker, so while we are while in cooking, so after some time what will happen after 10 minutes, it will give one whistle, two whistles, three whistles. It means the inside of air of temperature, its temperature will be released by its own itself only, released by itself only, because of with the it is a one of the safety device, it is a one of the mounting to the pressure cooker. So can you identify its user? Already we are identified, and sometimes we are already using pressure working on pressure cookers in our kitchens some amount. So these are the main things we know each and everything, right? Right now we will discuss about the next of pressure gauge, water level indicator, safety valves. These are the main topics. First of all, we will discuss about the pressure gauge. So what is the function of pressure gauge? Indicate the steam pressure in the steam space of the boiler of the boiler, right? Mounted on the top of the boiler shell. It is mounted on the top of the boiler shell, right? On or before, what is the function? Indicate the steam pressure, right? Indicate the steam pressure in the steam space of the boiler mounted on the top of the boiler shell. So always we are using, right? In the function of pressure gauge, indicate the steam pressure inside the boiler, right? Space inside the boiler. It is usually mounted on the front of the shell or drum, right? We can call it as the burden pressure gauge, right? We can call it as a burden tube pressure gauge. We are using burden tube pressure gauge. We are using has a spring with it's a consisting of so it is a consisting of what are the we have an you can observe here. This is the burden tube pressure gauge. It's a consisting of one pointer will be provided, and next quadrant will be provided, dial will be provided, pinion, elliptical tube, closed tube, and lever. These are the main parts of burden tube pressure gauge. So in this we are discussing about that the construction of this. So how it is working? It has a spring tube. It has a spring tube with elliptical cross section, right? Elliptical cross section, and is made of high quality of phosphorus bronze, right? It has a spring tube inside. Spring tube is provided. You can check is a round elliptical tube is provided. It has a spring tube with elliptical, right, in middle one cross section, and it is made of high quality phosphorus bronze. So it is made with help of phosphorus and bronze. This is the one. Next one you can observe here. One end of the tube is closed. One end of the tube is closed. You can closed end of the tube. It's indicating closed end of tube. It's indicating in middle side. You can observe here, right? Middle one closed end of tube, right? Then next one, close and attached to the one end of the tube is closed and the attached to the toothed quadrant which is in mesh with a small pinion fitted on the central spindle, right. So you can observe here, right, one end of the tube is closed and attached to the we are attaching, you can observe the lever is provided to attached to the toothed quadrant which is in mesh with a small pinion fitted in the central spindle. So central spindle pinion in middle one, you can observe here, it is a mesh with a small pinion fitted on central spindle. The other end is open, and connected to steam, other end is open and to connected to steam space of the boiler, right. When the steam enters the elliptical tube, whenever Bourdon tube steam is entering into the elliptical tube, the tube tends to straighten, which causes the other end of the tube to move outwards, right. What will happening? So you can observe it, the tube tends to straightening, which causes the other end of the tube is to move outwards, right. The movement of tube is moved to the outward. Thus this movement is communicated to pointer through the link of selector. So whenever enter into the steam through the elliptical tube, it will be connected to the pointer, right. Closed tube is connected to the pointer. So whenever maximum amount of supplying of steam into the Bourdon tube, so the elliptical tube or the elliptical pointer also, the small amount of this movement is communicated to the pointer through the link and sector, right, through the link and sector. The pressure of the steam, right, the pressure of steam in the boiler recorded on the dial which is graduated. So whenever raising the inside the pressure of steam, it will be directly attached to the pointer, right. Then the pressure of the steam in the boiler is recorded on the dial which is graduated to read the pressure above the atmospheric pressure. So generally atmospheric we have some amount of pressure, it will be read more than the atmospheric pressure, means inside the boiler there is a maximum amount of pressure of steam is generated and stored. That much amount of steam is connected to the Bourdon tube and it is directly connected to the pointer and it will be operated, the link will be, pointer will be operated from a gradual level to the gradually increased from 0 to the how much amount of pressure inside increased inside the level of steam pressure inside, right. You can observe the pressure gauge is fitted to the boiler through the U-tube siphon which is connected to the steam space of the boiler, right. Whenever steam space of the boiler we are connecting one side, you can observe here each and everything. Quadrant is mesh, right, has a spring with elliptical cross section made of high quality phosphorus bronze, one end closed and attached to the quadrant. Quadrant is in mesh with the spindle. The end of the tube is open of the steam space of the boiler. You can observe here figure in clearly. Quadrant in mesh with the spindle, quadrant which is measured with the spindle, and elliptical section becomes circular when steam enters. Whenever steam enters, elliptical section becomes circular. This movement is communicated to pointer. The pressure is indicated on the dial which is the pre-calibrated, right. Pressure is indicated on the dial which is pre-calibrated. Reading of this gauge is above atmospheric pressure. Reading of this gauge always it is reading will be increased in atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure it will be recorded each and everything. Second one, water level indicator. So we are already discussing about the pressure gauge. Pressure gauge is used to measure the inside pressure of the boiler. Right now we will discussing about the water level indicator. So you can water level indicator is safety device, right. The water level indicator device which is used to indicate the water level in the boiler. Usually it is a safety device, right. It is a safety device indicate the water level. Generally two indicators fitted on the boiler. So two indicators are fitted on the boiler. You can have has two. You can observe here the figure of you can observe here, this is the uh, our indicator, water level indicator, you can check. So I will explain each and every point of water level indicator, you can check here, right? So water level indicator, safety device which is used to indicate the water level in the boiler. Usually two level indicators are fitted in front of the boiler. A common form of glass tube water level indicator, uh, water level indicator is there, right? A common form glass tube water level indicator. This is the left one, steam space. Next one, bottom one is the water space. So both the steam cock is provided and bottom side water cock is provided. Next one, balls in steam passage, and next one, balls in water passage. Drain cock is there, glass tube is right side, middle one is the metal tube, right? This is the main construction. In this, the common form of glass tube water level indicator as shown in figure in this figure, right? It has a two horizontal tubes which are bolted to the boiler. Two horizontal tubes which are which are bolted to the boiler. Bottom one is connected to the water in the boiler, and uh, top one of the steam space. So these two connections, so what we are doing, top one steam space is connected to the steam, and water level is connected, bottom one is connected to the water level. How much amount of water is provided? Two cocks, right? Two water cocks and steam and water cocks control the passage between the boiler and the glass tube, right? Both are controlled, right? Two cocks control the passage between the boiler and the glass tube. When the cocks are vertical position, when the cocks are vertical position, the passage is open, right? The passage is open. The water flow into glass tube and the stands at the same level as in the boiler, right? So both are stands in the same in the boiler as per the level. The steam is occupied above the water. The steam is occupied above the water. You can observe here figure. There are two balls in the steam and water passages which rest in their position during the working, right? There are two balls are there. Ball in steam passage, ball in water passage. There are two balls in steam and water passage which rest in their position during working. So they are rest in their during working process. In case the glass tube is broken, the balls are carried by flow of water and steam along their passes to the ends of the glass tube, right? In the balls are in case the glass tube is broken, right? You can observe here, in case glass tube is broken, the balls are carried by along their passes to the ends of the glass tube. Thus the steam and water will not escape out, right? So both are they are using as a just to closing wall type, just two balls are using as a closing balls, though, and thus the steam and water will not escape out or escape to the atmosphere. The glass tube can be easily replaced by closing the steam and water cocks, drain cocks, right? There are two types of cocks are there. The glass tube can be easily replaced by the closing the steam and water cocks. Both are closed with help of cocks. Drain cock is used to ascertain that the steam and the water cocks are clear. So drain cock is used to ascertain that the steam and water cocks are clear, right? This is the function of this is the working principle of water level indicator. You can observe features has two horizontal tubes. Bottom one is connected to the water in the boiler and top one is connected to the steam in the steam space. Cocks control the passage of between the boiler and tube, right? You can check here, this is the figure. In working, cocks are in vertical position, water flows into glass tube stands at the same level as in the boiler. Two balls are rest in the working. Balls prevent the escape water and steam when the glass tube is broken. So these are the main function of main working of water level indicator. So to checking the in while checking the how much amount of water, how much amount of steam is there, we will already check it. Then next one, safety valve, right? What is the main intention for the to safety valve, right? Main intention for the safety valve to maintain the safe pressure inside the boiler always, to maintain the same safe pressure. Safe pressure means if we have any boiler has a some amount of pressure of capacity of boiler, so we need to maintain the that much of capacity only. So we need, whenever increasing the raising the pressure inside the boiler, automatically the boiler will be collapsed, or whatever may be accidents maybe will happen. That is the to maintain the safe pressure inside the boiler always. That is the main intention of safety working safety valve. So working located above the steam, right? Safety valve, right? We have, you can check safety valves are we are the function of safety valve. Again we can check this to the function of safety valve to maintain safe pressure inside the boiler. It has located above the steam, located above the steam space. Valve is lifted automatically when the pressure exceeds the design procedure. Based on the design procedure, always valve is automatically lifted. Valve is lifted automatically when the pressure exceeds the design procedure. It means the capacity of pressure, the capacity of boiler, we have in a 221 bar. If more than amount of 222 bar amount of pressure whenever raising, automatically the valve is lifted automatically. The valve is lifted automatically when the pressure exceeds the design procedure. Escaping the steam produce whistling sound which alerts an alarm to the boiler operator. So escaping the steam, it is automatically opened, right? It's just like our pressure cooker only. It will be operated, it's automatically the pressure of air inside the pressure of air, it will be released automatically with the help of whistle. Here we are using the safety valve also, right? This is the main thing, right? Next different we have a different type of safety say we have a different type of safety valves also there, right? We have again escaping, right? The valve is lifted automatically, the steam escape the out, the reducing the pressure inside the boiler. Whenever valve is lifted automatically, the steam escape out, reducing the pressure inside the boiler always. Escaping steam produce whistling sound, thus raising alarm to the boiler attendant. If attendant is there, is the operator is there, so we need to giving the attention while the escaping of steam from the boiler, it will give the some amount of sound or whistling. Escaping the steam procedure, whistling the sound which as an alarm to the boiler operator or attendant, whatever may be. So we have in a common, we have the common, we have in a types of we have in a different types of safety valves already we are working, we are using in boiler operations. We have a safety, we have a different type of safety valves are there. First one is the dead weight safety valve, second one lever safety valve, so third one is the spring loaded safety valve, next fourth one high steam and low water safety valve. These are the safety valves are there we are using. First of all, we need to know the first of all dead weight safety valve. We can check here. First one, you can observe here figure, dead weight safety valve is there, right? Right, you can check here. Then dead weight safety valve you can observe here. So dead weight safety valve has a valve rest on the a valve having a conical bottom, right? A conical bottom rests on the top of the steam pipe and close it. A weight carrier having vertically over the steam pipe and the dead weights are placed over the weight carrier, right? So this is the when the steam pressure in the boiler exceeds the safe working pressure, the valve along with the carrier lifted up from the seat against downwards thrust of the dead weight and allows the excess steam to escape through radial slots. The lift of the valve is regulated by the set screw, right? When the right, you can observe here the dead weight safety valve is suited for stationary boiler because it is affected by vibrations. It is not suitable for high pressure boiler as it is required large amount of dead weight, right? You can observe here has walls rest on top of steam pipe. It's a conical bottom closes the steam pipe. Weights carrier hangs vertically. Dead weights are placed over the weight. So working whenever pressure exceeds, valve along the carrier is lifted. Valve and carrier is lifted. Allow the steam to escape through the radial slots. Inside radial slots already provided. So to allow the steam escape, lift the valve is set by the set screw. Suitable for stationary boiler, not suitable for high pressure boilers and mobile boilers also, right? This is the one type of boiler. And next one, lever safety valve. Lever safety valve is the one more type of safety valve. You can observe here, maintain constant safe pressure inside the boilers. Function will be the same, to maintain the inside the pressure of pressure inside pressure, maintaining the constant safe pressure. So valve is loaded by the lever with the weights. One end of the lever is hinged to valve, other end is a weight. Lever exerts towards downwards thrust on the valve. We can observe here a lever. It's maintained constant safe pressure inside the boiler. The valve is loaded by means of a lever which is hinged at end, and at the other end is carried weight. The valve is rest in seat which is fixed in the body. The lever with its load exert downwards on the valve. When the pressure of steam exceeds the safe limit, the upward thrust of steam raises the valve from its seat. This allows the steam to escape till the pressure falls down back to the normal value. The valve then returns back to the original position. So the advantages, we have an advantages and disadvantages of lever safety valve is there. So first one, you can observe here, advantages are upward thrust of steam raises the valve. When the steam pressure exceeds, upward thrust of the steam is raises the valve, allow the steam to escape. At the normal pressure, the valve return back, does not require any heavy weight. So whenever raising the inside the pressure of steam, automatically the thrust weight will be raised, right? Upward thrust is raised with the help of steam only. So automatically it will be allow the steam to escape. Whenever raising the valve, automatically the steam is escape to the atmospheric. At normal pressure, the valve returns back to the, does not requires any heavy weight. It does not require any heavy weight, right? And these are the does not suitable for stationary boilers. So this is the our class totally. So first of all, what is the importance of mounting? Then next one, what we are discussed in this class. First of all, what is the main intention for the mounting? So to run the safety of a boiler, any type of boiler, we need this type of boiler mountings are mandatory, either high pressurized boilers or whatever may be. So maintained in the same amount of maintain the proper control of the steam generation and the safety of the boiler. Every boiler must be equipped with some fittings known as a boiler mounting, as such as fittings are directly fitted mounted on boiler itself. There are called as a boiler mountings. So if there is no mountings, so what will happen? Steam cannot be generated. Steam supply from the boiler cannot be controlled, cannot work safely on the boiler. These are the main thing. So we have we are discussed about the three types of safety valves. First one is the pressure gauge, second one is the water level indicator. Third one is the safety device. First one is the pressure gauge. Pressure gauge, it indicates the steam pressure in the steam space of the boiler mounted on the top of the boiler. So to indicate the steam pressure inside, how much amount of pressure is inside of steam is there, it indicates the steam pressure in the steam space of the boiler, right. It is a Bourdon tube pressure gauge we are using. We are using the Bourdon tube pressure gauge. Has a spring with elliptical cross section made to high quality phosphorus bench. So this in middle one elliptical tube is made with help of high quality phosphorus bench. One end closed and attached to a quadrant. One end is attached closed and one end is attached to the quadrant. Quadrant is meshed with its spindle. The other end is tube is open to the steam space. How much amount of space steam is provided, so it will be passes through the elliptical tube, right. So whenever supplying quadrant is meshed with the spindle, quadrant is always meshed with spindle, elliptical section becomes circular. When the steam enters, whenever steam enters, it becomes a circular section. When the steam enters, this movement communicated to the pointer. The movement of steam, the movement will be communicated to the pointer. Then pressure indicates on their dial as pre-calibrated. So how much amount of inside the pressure is there, it is pre-calibrated on the reading on scales, right. Reading of the gauge is above the atmosphere. Always the pressure of steam always more than the atmospheric pressure. Next, second one is the water level indicator. It is safety device to indicate the water level inside the boiler. Generally, two indicators are fitted on boiler, right. What are the feature? Has two horizontal tubes. So bottom one is connected to the water in the boiler, top one is connected to the steam in the steam space. So always water is always in bottom side, steam will be, it has a low density, become it's a high in height it will. So Cox control passes to between boiler and tube. This is the our water level indicator. It's a consisting of ball in steam passage is there, balls in water passage is there. So both are fitted to the boiler. It is also one of the mounting. How we are working? Cocks are a vertical position always. So water flows into the glass tube and water flows into the glass tube stands the same level of water. So whenever supplying the water, it means the same level. How much amount of water? Two balls are rest in working. Balls prevent the escape water and steam when the glass tube is if broken. If there is a broken of we need to maintain. So next one is the safety valve. So what is the necessity of safety valve? To maintain the safe pressure inside the boiler. To maintain the safe pressure inside. So working. Located above the steam, valve is lifted automatically when pressure exceeds the design procedure. Escaping steam pressure, whistling sound which alerts a boiler to operator. So whenever releasing the steam from the boiler, it will give the some amount of whistle sound to the attender. So we have four types of safety valves are there. Dead weight safety valve, second one is the lever safety valve, and third one is the spring safety valve, and next one high steam and low water safety valve. So these are the features for dead weight safety valve. As a we have has valve rest on the top of the steam, it is communicated to the bottom, closes the steam pipe, weight carries the hangs vertically, dead weights are placed over the weight carrier. So how it is working means when the pressure exceeds, valve along the carrier is lifted. Valve always in provided in middle, it will be whenever supplying to the steam from the boiler. So it's lifted, allow the steam to escape the radial slots, right. Lift the valve is set by set screw, suitable for stationary boiler. So not suitable for high pressure boiler and mobile boiler. So it is highly not suitable. Then next one, lever safety valve. In second method of safety valve, maintain constant safe pressure inside the boiler. Valve is loaded by lever with the weights. One end of the lever is hinged to valve, other end of carrier weight. Lever exert downward thrust on the valve. So what are the advantages of this lever safety valve? upward thrust of steam raises the valve, allow the steam to escape at normal pressure. The valve return back does not require heavy weight, suitable for stationary boiler. Right? These are the we are already studied this. In this we have a small quiz questions you can observe here. Water level indicates the water level in the boiler. Right, this is the answer. So which type of questions we can get in the examination? Explain the function of pressure gauge and water level indicator. Write the functions of necessity of valves. So this is our class. Okay, thank you.